Does Canada have free speech?
The fact that our charter lists free speech as one of our rights doesn't mean that we have it.
In theory, we have a Charter of Rights that tells us that we do.
The Constitution of China lists free speech.
The small fringe minority of people who are on their way to Ottawa or who are holding unacceptable views that they're expressing.
So you can't look at the text and conclude on that basis that that's what the situation is on the ground.
It doesn't take much for a government or a regulator or if you go back even further to the start of the DEI period, for a university or anything to decide that it's going to tell you what you can and cannot say without consequence.
I think that we are so used to them, or many people are so used to these restrictions, that we've been lulled into thinking that we have free speech.
I think we used to have more of an appreciation for fundamental freedoms in this country. I remember hearing about Diefenbaker's speech in the House of Commons when he brought in the Bill of Rights and talking about what it means to be a free Canadian.
I am a Canadian, a free Canadian, free to speak without fear.
And I remember growing up when people used to say, well, it's a free country. But you don't hear that anymore. I haven't heard that for a long time.
If you live in a country where you have to be careful what you say, have to think first before you speak because you're worried about getting into official trouble, then you probably don't live in a country with real free speech.
Well, I think it's important to remember that free speech is protected regardless of whether it is perceived to be true or not. That's the point worth emphasizing, especially in this day where we have increasing efforts by our governments to curtail what they call misinformation and disinformation. Any speech which they do not condone or which doesn't reflect their policies is, by virtue of not agreeing with them, misinformation.
If we choose to put up with and tacitly support conspiracy theorists and folks peddling disinformation, that's a reflection on what we choose to do as politicians and who we are as leaders.
If you think that the role of government is to be the arbiter of truth, and on that basis, it's justified for the government to define what you can say and not say, then you do not get the idea of free speech. These people lament that there is no longer an arbiter of truth. That is, there's nobody now in a position to declare what is true and what is not. And that's making governance impossible because there's all kinds of different opinions and there's no consensus. Well, yes, exactly. That's the way it's supposed to be.
We have a lot of goals for the Free Speech Union of Canada, and we're going to need some help to get there. People can join as members to come aboard and take advantage of some of the perks that will come with membership. It's a way for you as well to be able to say to your kids, your grandkids, or anyone else down the road, I did my bit to fight for free speech in Canada when it was under threat.
My creed as a Canadian is summed up in these words. I am a Canadian, a free Canadian, free to speak without fear, free to worship God in my own way, free to stand for what I think right, free to oppose what I believe wrong, free to choose those who shall govern my country. This heritage of freedom I pledge to uphold for myself and all mankind, for I am a Canadian.